The defund the police movement was dealt a heavy blow earlier this week, and President Biden blasted the idea during his State of the Union address. And now many in the anti-police crowd are not happy. On Tuesday night, the president said this.
We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police. Fund them.
That comment, as you heard, was met with applause on both sides of the aisle, but it was not received as well among those who have been clamoring for defunding. Congressman Jamal Bowman said in a statement, quote, "At a time when people of color still feel terrorized by police, it was disappointing. The president did not push hard enough for law enforcement accountability." And Congresswoman Cori Bush added, quote, "With all due respect, Mr. President, you didn't mention saving black lives once in this speech. All our country has done is given more funding to police. The result, 2021, set a record for fatal police shootings. Defund the police, invest in our communities." But these members of Congress are quite simply ignoring the wishes of their own constituents in pushing for reduced police budgets, because it's not just something that Americans don't want. Americans of color don't want to defund the police either. One major survey last year by USA Today showed that only 28% of black Americans support defunding the police. And another poll from the Pew Center in September shows 38% of black Americans actually want to increase police funding, while only 23% are looking for a decrease. Now, look, you've heard me say it on this show time and again. Bad cops should and need to be held accountable. If you want to advocate for certain reforms, I'm all ears. But defunding the police is a nonsensical idea that can't and shouldn't and thankfully won't happen in this country. Joining me now is Roland Martin. He's the host of the talk show Roland Martin Unfiltered. He's covered the movement extensively. Roland and I have grown up in this business together. Roland, it is good to see you. So, Roland, what happened? I've seen that you have been tweeting out all cops should be fired, all cops should be prosecuted for murder. What's happening with you?
What's happening with me was happening with the folks who are out there committing heinous acts. Tonight on the show, I talked to the lawyer of a young man who was shot and killed in Houston, Charian Lockett, where cops rolled up. No one, body cameras showed, no one yelled anything. Unmarked car came out of the vehicle firing. They say he was firing at them. But there's no evidence of that. We cover these stories extensively. We just saw, of course, today, where the only officer who has gone to trial involving the death of Breonna Taylor was found not guilty as well. We can go on and on and on. The fundamental problem is spending more money is not the solution to dealing with the fundamental problems that we're seeing from police officers in this country. America's reaction always is throw more money at it. But the question is, show me the data where the police departments, where they have the highest budgets, actually are seeing the results in terms of not being able to have police abuses. Cops are lying on police reports. That's the problem that we have. That's what we have to fix.
All right, let me respond and ask you a question as a follow-up. So it seems to me that it's pretty clear that when you look at a lot of the departments with the best training, that you do have better adherence generally to rules. And there's also, for example, in a lot of those departments, they have body cams, et cetera, things that involve funding, training, body cams. Those are issues that I would think that you would support. And again, without getting anecdotal about case by case, because I agree, if cops engage in misconduct, they should be held accountable. What I'm concerned about is a guy with a reputation like yourself, longtime journalist, you've been in this business a long time, you've got a big name, you've got a big following, and you're out there saying all cops should be prosecuted. And I think that's dangerous.
No, hold up. You forgot something. All cops doing what should be prosecuted?
What? Well, let's read. I mean, should we pull the quote from your Twitter again? All right, can we put up Roland's tweets again, please? The two that we had in the introduction.
I have no monitor here. I have no monitor here, but go ahead.
Every cop should be fired. Every cop should be fired was the first one. And then the second one was every cop should be prosecuted for murder.
In response to what?
It's not a response. It's your tweet. It was an original tweet. It wasn't a response to somebody else.
No. What I'm saying is, it's not just like, oh, every cop should be prosecuted. If they are a police officer, and I've been very clear with this, when you have cops who purposely turn off body cameras, who turn off dash cams, gotta go. If you have cops who lie on police reports, and we know after the fact that what they said was wrong, gotta go. What we have in this country, though, we have a problem where we are protecting individuals who continue to commit these crimes. Police officers have a badge and a gun. They hold significant authority. And the problem is when we do not have a proper accountability that's coming from cities, from counties, from the various municipalities. That's what we need. The frustration with people in this country, we talk about resources, is when too often we're sending police officers to the scenes of to places where we should have mental health professionals. The number of people with mental illnesses who are ending up dead is a problem. The thing about death, Dan, you don't come back from death. You don't come back from it. You can get fired from the job. Death?
About the mental health issue, all right? It's a common refrain, and I think that, I think it's a good idea if you can. Again, it requires funding to have, in addition to officers, mental health professionals. But most of the time, what you're talking about is I promise I'll let you respond. Is a call to 911 that says blank person is doing this, right? Person that has a knife, person this and this and that. And it turns out when they arrive that the person may have a mental health issue, right? You don't know until you get there what the situation is. If the person has a gun and a mental health problem, that is a real danger. And so you can't just have a mental health professional arrive on the scene.
Kajima Powell was killed shortly after Mike Brown was killed. It's a case out of St. Louis. It was 16 seconds. When the phone call was made, they said that the individual had a mental illness. Was it passed on to the cops on the scene? No. So what ends up happening? The cops arrived. It was literally 16 seconds from the moment they opened the door to he was dead. 16 seconds. You have another case out of Dallas where a mom, a black woman, calls the cops because her mentally disturbed son was playing with the screwdriver. Dan, you ought to play that video on your show. Literally, they show up. The mom says, "Thank God you're here." The man is standing there with the screwdriver. He's not pointing at officers. He's not trying to come at him. Literally, within 20 seconds, shots fired, he's dead. What I'm arguing, Dan, is that you do not come back from death. And so what we have to deal with are the people who are literally dying. And there are black folks who are afraid to call the cops because their sons or daughters may end up dead. That is a problem. And what the president did not do is articulate how we deal with accountability. Senator Tim Scott failed miserably when it came to the George Floyd Justice Act. And so President Biden, what he should be doing is calling Senator Scott and Senator Graham and Senator Booker to the White House and saying, let's get this moving. Where are the executive orders? What is he doing to deal with police reform? Unfortunately, he hasn't done it. So I get him wanting to protect Democrats with fund the police, but people also want to see accountability for police. That's what we're missing.
But again, for bad police, they don't want to see accountability for police. They want to see accountability for police misconduct. And that's the problem. And that's why when you say, again, and this matters to me because you matter, because your voice matters, because you've got a big voice in this country. And I get concerned when I see Roland Martin, who I've been watching and following for all these years, saying things to me that seem crazy on Twitter.
It's not crazy.
It is crazy. All cops should be prosecuted for murder. Crazy. All cops should be fired. That scares me.
Last week, Dan, last week you had the Department of Justice who moved forward and they had the convictions out of Minnesota. We came to the George Floyd. The problem we have is those cops who stood around and did nothing. And so it's not just when we say the bad cops.
They got prosecuted.
It's when you also have the cops, but it's also, Dan, when you have the so-called good cops who protect the bad cops, who cover up for lying on police reports,
who
make these things up. And that's the problem. Huh?
They got prosecuted. You said you want accountability. There was accountability for them.
Those individuals got prosecuted. But I have done numerous stories where other officers did not get prosecuted. And unfortunately, that blue wall in police departments where they also will hold someone out who dares to talk, who dares to speak out. And so I've had Noble, the black law enforcement officers, on saying that, hey, they've had issues when it says to being able to speak out. But the problem that we have, Dan, in this country is that we have too many people who do not want to challenge police authority because all of a sudden, how dare you? What's wrong with you? We just saw 11 incumbents in Texas, in Harris County, lose the Democratic primary because they supported bail reform because county prosecutors who joined the police union ran against them. Dan, we got a problem with criminal justice because we don't like to hold cops accountable.
And I think that we have a problem in this country with too few people respecting police at this point.
Well, a lot of people respect
probably,
cops, but again,
yeah.
you don't come back from dead, Dan.
Well, it's hard. It's
There's
hard
too
to
many
respect
families
them
that are buried people.
But Roland, again, it's hard to respect them with the language again that you use, and I say that with respect because of who you are. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you were some random guy on Twitter. So that's the point.
If cops turn off body cameras, they gotta go.
All right.
If they are committing
be
acts,
specific.
they gotta go.
Then be specific. And you have been.
And then I'm very specific. I hold them to a higher standard.
Look, you've been specific on
always.
this show. Look, but you've been specific on this show. You weren't on Twitter, which is what scared me.
No, Dan.
Look,
Dan, I've been specific on Roland Martin Unfiltered. I've been specific on CNN, on MSNBC. I've always been specific.
Well, Roland, I appreciate you coming on the show.
I would have loved, if I had a monitor, I would have loved to see the tweet you're talking about. So have your folks email it to me. But trust me, I'm real specific about cops who do wrongdoing,
and you know what, Roland,
and how they need to be
here's the
prosecuted.
other thing. I'd love to have you back because I appreciate the conversation.
Call me
I appreciate
anytime.
you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.